Hi there. I'm excited to share a brand new set of stamps from Kraftin Kimmie Stamps called Sew in Love. And I'm also going to be sharing my take on the very popular sliding candy bar holders, along with a smaller version too. So first of all, I've previously stamped my sentiments onto colored cardstock, although you could just as easily stamp them onto your Copic paper choice and color them with Copics, or even stamp them onto a muted pattern paper also. So I'm going to be starting out with a piece of pattern paper that I've already cut to 6 by 6 1/4, and I will score it at the 1/2 inch mark along the short side. And just folding it over on the scored line. And now I will be adding sticky strip adhesive to the scored end, and I'm going to eyeball it about halfway along the bottom too and add sticky strip there. And I also like to burnish my sticky strip into the paper. And after pulling the two sides together, pressing down firmly, making sure they're adhered nicely, I'm going to use a paper crimper to crimp the one end. If you don't have a paper crimper, I think it'll be fine. The crimping just helps to make it a bit more secure. And now I've previously cut a doily using the French pastry doily die from Cherry Lynn. And to that I'm going to add my heart-shaped sentiment. At this point I should also point out that I've added a couple of stamped buttons that are also included in the Sew in Love set. I simply stamped them onto colored cardstock as well. And then for dimension I added glossy accents and a bit of stickles along the edges of the buttons. And I also added a couple of rhinestones to the sentiment too. And now I'm just punching a hole in the top for my ribbon to go through. The ribbon is actually going to be tulle. And I find that a length about 4 times as long as your candy bar will work well. And after I trim this, I'm going to fiddle a bit with the candy bar, putting into the wrapper. But when I finish tying the bow, you'll see that it all comes together very nicely. And after I tie the bow also, I'm going to add another of the buttons that I've, again, just fussy cut after stamping and added the glossy accents and the stickles. And I think, as you can see, it's coming together nicely. To adhere the button to the tool, I'm just using Beacon's 3-in-1 adhesive. You could use fabric tack adhesive too. That works really well. And there we have it. That's my first sliding treat holder. The next one is for the Ghirardelli squares. And for those, I'm going to start with a piece of cardstock cut to 5.5 by 3.5, scoring at the 1/2 inch mark on the short side. And again, you'll see I like to burnish the sticky strip, eyeballing it about halfway along the bottom. Bringing the two sides together and pressing down firmly. And again, crimping the bottom. And you can almost see the crimping on there. I'm not sure it's showing up as well as I'd like it to, but it is there. This doily is actually from a die that I got from Paper Tray Ink. And I'm just adhering it. And on top of that, I will add my stamped sentiment. And now I'll punch a hole at the top again. And as you can see, this treat holder is nearly identical to the larger one, just on a smaller scale. And now I'll take more tulle, put it through the holes. And goes in nicely. Tie the bow. And fiddle with it to get it just right also. Add another button. And I'm just showing you here the stickles that I've added around the button and the glossy accents. It really gives it a lot of dimension. there's my Ghirardelli treat holders, along with the larger candy bar treat holders also. And I have quite a variety. You can see that this set is a lot of fun to play with. I really enjoyed it, and I think you will too. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye-bye.